بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وبعد. Um, if you want to put on your video, that would be great. And I don't know why the girls always keep their video off, but that's cool with me. I don't mind, but I don't really care if you turn it on. Uh, so let's go over the 10 patterns of the verb. So to remind you what we've done so far, what we have done in learning the patterns is only this first pattern, fa'ala. For example, kataba, jalasa, and alima. I put these three examples here because in the present tense, kataba has yaktubu. The ta or the ain of the word will have a dhamma, and jalasa will have a kasra. Excuse me. Jalasa yajlisu, and alima, the lam, which is the ain of the word, will have a fatha. Ya'alamu. And we learned the various forms based on whether it's third person, second person, or first person, masculine, feminine for each, and then singular, dual, and plural. And we learned past tense, present tense, and command. That's what we've done so far with this first verb. And that's important because the rest of them would be based on that. But this pattern is the hardest. I'll tell you why it's the hardest. You have to know the ain in the past tense, whether it has fatha, kasra, or dhamma. Huh? For example, qatala. But sometimes it can be with kasra, like alima, kataba, or alima. Hello? Yeah. So I think I did the wrong thing there. So it can be with a fatha, kasra, or dhamma, the ain in the past tense. And in the present tense, it's the same thing. So theoretically, you have 9 combinations. And all those combinations are found. So this first verb here is much more complex than the rest. And I'm going to continue today's lesson under the presumption that everybody understood, even if you haven't memorized all the patterns. Is there anyone who does not understand the patterns so far? Not necessarily remember them, because you'll remember them by practice. They'll become actually second nature, where you would be able to conjugate verbs without thinking about it. I'll introduce to you the next 9 patterns of what we call the trilateral verb. Now, even though they will have more than 3 letters, they only have 3 original letters. So the original letters are represented by fa, ain, and lam. So for example, if we were to look at the verb allama, which means he taught, incidentally, darrasa also means he taught, qattala, to kill, but it really means to chop up. Dhakkara, to remind someone else of something. Sabbaha, to do tasbih, glorification. Kazzaba, to deny or to call someone a liar. Kazzabtuhu, I said that he's a liar. Addada, which means to count, but it means to repetitively count something. الذي جمع مالا وعدده وعدده, the one who gathers wealth and continuously counts it. So we notice here we have 3 original letters, but the ain is muda'af, it's doubled. This is the second pattern, fa'ala. And I will show you the variation or the variations of the different forms of the verb. But it would follow the same, a similar pattern like fa'ala, except it's much more consistent. We don't have the 9 variations that we have with fa'ala. So you can have fa'ala فعل or فعل, يفعل, يفعل, and يفعل, with each of those combinations, which give you 9 combinations. But with فعل, there's only one. It would always be in the past tense. The ayn would always have fatha. The fa would always have fatha. The ayn would always have the shadda and a fatha. And the lam would always have fatha. And then the variation of the verb based on the gender, the tense, and the number would always remain the same. So the second pattern is much easier to follow it because it's consistent than the first pattern. The third pattern of the verb, I'll tell you right now, I just introduced the verbs and don't talk too much about uh, the meaning that comes along with each of the pattern. I'll tell you more about that later. I can give you a brief hint. Actually, I'll give you a brief hint. So generally, when the verb is on the pattern of fa'ala, if you put it on fa'ala, if it is transitive in fa'ala, it becomes transitive to 2 objects in fa'ala. If it was intransitive in fa'ala, it becomes transitive in fa'ala. So for instance, if we were to take the verb كذب, كذب يكذب, which means to lie, that is intransitive. Or I guess you can say it's transitive. He told a lie. Yeah. But anyway, so if you put it on fa'ala, it means to claim that the person is a liar, someone else is a liar. So you make it transitive. Alima means he knew. Alima, that's in the pattern of fa'ila. When you put it on fa'ala, it means to teach. Huh? So, Alima Muhammadun ad-darsa. Muhammad knew the lesson. If you change the verb to allama, you would say allama or allamtu, I taught Muhammadan ad-darsa. I taught Muhammad the lesson. So that's one of the meanings that come along with fa'ala. Fa'ala, this pattern here is by introducing an alif between the fa and the ayn, and everything else remains the same. Fa'ala, like safara, which means he traveled. Darasa, which means he studied with someone. Kataba, to correspond with someone. Qatala, to fight. Jahada, to struggle. When a verb is on the pattern of fa'ala, it is generally, not necessarily, but generally, 2 people doing that thing together. Safara is an exception to that because safara means he traveled. It's not necessarily traveling with someone else. For example, I could say safartu min Makkah ila Medina, ila al-Madina, that I travel from Makkah to al-Madina. Has nothing to do with anyone else. But darasa, darasa Jibrilu Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam al-Qur'an kulla Ramadan. That Jibril alayhi salam studied Quran with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, every Ramadan. So darasa means 2 people are studying together. So that's what this pattern generally is used for. Kataba, kataba mean he wrote. Kataba mean he wrote. Kataba mean to correspond. One person writing to another and the other one writing back. So kataba is to correspond. Katabtu Muhammadan, I corresponded with Muhammad. Qatala, qatala means to kill. Qatala without the alif means to kill. Qatala means they fought. Well, each of them trying to kill the other. Jahida means to work hard. That's in the first pattern, fa'ila. But when you put it on the pattern of jahada, fa'ala, it means to struggle with someone. Right? So that's why jihad is really a struggle between two entities. I use the word entities instead of saying 2 people because the other party doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It can be your nafs. A lot of times we do jihad with ourselves. Jahadtu nafsi. I struggled with myself or against myself. And then it can be a concept, for example, uh, social pressure or peer pressure. You do jihad against that too. Or it can be a person, you're doing jihad against your enemy, or you're doing jihad against someone, you're trying to obey Allah and they're trying to take you away from the obedience of Allah. Uh, but anyway, jahada mean that there's juhd, there's a struggle between two parties. So that's fa'ala. That's the third form of the trilateral verb. Um, when we say trilateral, we mean three original letters. Af'ala is the fourth form. Af'ala. Af'ala is kind of like similar to fa'ala. When a verb is intransitive on fa'ala, you put it on af'ala, it makes it transitive. And if it's transitive to one object, it becomes transitive to two on af'ala, similar to fa'ala. Excuse me. For example, dakhala mean he entered. Dakhala mean he entered. Dakhala Zaydun al-madrasata, for instance. Dakhala Zaydun al-madrasata mean that Zayd entered the school. Adkhaltu Zaydan al-madrasata. I put Zayd into the madrasa. سيدخل الله المؤمنين الجنة. يدخل would be the present tense. Or أدخل الله المؤمنين الجنة. Allah made the believers enter Jannah. Of course, يوم القيامة. أخرج mean خرج mean the person came out. خرج to exit. أخرج mean to expel, to make the person leave. أنعم, it's different. نعم أنعم. أنعم mean to bless someone. أنعمت. أنت أنعمت علينا. أو أنعمت عليهم. When we're speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the dua in Surah Al-Fatiha, we say صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. The path of those. أنعمت أنت. The فاعل is ضمير مستتر تقديره أنت يرجع إلى الله. That the subject is the pronoun anta, referring to Allah. Anfaqa mean he spent. So these are just examples of verbs on the pattern of af'ala. So you can do a conjugation of them later. I'm just introducing the pattern. Tafa'ala. Tafa'ala is very similar to fa'ala, except you put a ta at the starting. So you take fa'ala and you put an extra ta at the starting. And this ta here is not the ta of mudari'. That's not the present tense ta. That is the past tense ta on the pattern of tafa'ala. So we call this ta the ta of tafa'ala. That's the name of this ta. When you make present tense, you'll see it's a different letter that you would put. For example, takharraja mean to graduate. Kharaja mean to exit. Takharraja mean to graduate. So you take this one verb like kharaja, mean to exit. Akhraja mean to expel. Takharraja mean to graduate. Tadakhala mean to participate. And normally it's used to participate in stuff that really don't concern you. تدخل في مسألة كذا وكذا. He got involved in such and such a thing, and he really should not have. تذكر, to be reminded, to remember. ذكر mean remember. ذكر mean to remind, and تذكر mean to remember also. So that's tafa'ala, and that's used a lot in Quran. All of these. Tafa'ala is similar to fa'ala, except you put the ta in front. So just like we have fa'ala and we make it tafa'ala for the fifth form, we take fa'ala and we put a ta also at the starting, and we get tafa'ala. And this ta, of course, is not the ta of present tense. This ta is the ta of tafa'ala, the sixth form of the verb. Here, it's two people doing the action in fa'ala. In tafa'ala, in the pattern of tafa'ala, it's a group of people doing the action. So whereas, for example, qatala mean two people fought, taqatala would mean a group of people fought. Tadarasa, a group of people studied together. Just to show you a quick example, in a hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, وَمَا اجْتَمَعَ قَوْمٌ فِي بَيْتٍ مِّن بُيُوتِ اللَّهِ يَتْلُونَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ وَيَتَدَارَسُونَهُ. يَتَدَارَسُونَ would be هُمْ يَتَدَارَسُونَ, the present tense, and they study it together. Tadarus of Quran is where a group of people get together and they study the Quran together. Tajalasu, that they sat together. That's the sixth pattern. The seventh pattern is very similar to the first, except you put in front. You add on a noon sakina, and then to be able to pronounce that noon sakina, you put the alif, or actually hamzatul wasl. This here is not an alif. This is really hamzatul wasl, and I explained the difference in a previous lesson. And this normally does the opposite of what fa'ala and af'ala do, so far as meaning is concerned. So if the verb is transitive on fa'ala, it becomes intransitive on if in fa'ala. For example, fataha mean he opened. Fataha, which would be on fa'ala, mean he opened. For example, I say fataha Zaydun al-baba, that Zayd opened the door. We'll say in fataha al-babu, the door was opened. So this makes it intransitive on the pattern of in fa'ala. Ifta'ala is kind of similar to fa'ala, except that you put a ta in between the fa and the ayn, and you make the fa sakina and put hamzatul wasl in front. So you
Sheikh,
have,
can you explain in fa'ala again, please? I'm sorry.
you just add on in front of fa'ala.
Right, but if it's transitive, if it's transitive on one,
Yeah.
then in the eighth form it becomes intransitive. Can you give an
Seventh.
example again? I'm sorry.
Seventh. So this is the seventh pattern. For example, fataha mean to open. He opened the door, for instance. In fataha mean the door opened. We don't mention who the doer is. Are you following me? Because in fataha is transitive, is intransitive. We don't mention any subject. Actually, we don't mention any object. In fataha al-babu, the door opened up, or in fatahatin nafithatu, the window opened by itself. But don't worry about the meaning so far. I'm just giving you a hint as to some of the values of these. Really, you'll have to learn the meaning of each independently. Each word meant, yeah.
Does it have something to do with in salakha?
In salakha, yeah, in salakha. Salakha means to skin. Salakha, for example, you say salakhtu shata, that I skinned the animal, of course, after sacrificing it, slaughtering it. That's salakha. In salakha mean that the skin peeled off on its own. For example, we can say that the skin of the snake peels off, and we will say تنسلخ أو ينسلخ جلد الحية, that the skin.
Okay, so
but the word is, one second. The word is used in the Quran in salakha to characterize the merging of the day into the night and the night into the days. Yeah, in salakha naharu fil layl, as if you see the day is peeling away. And this is this, by the way, is an observation from one who is not bounded to earth. This is someone who is away from earth, observing earth. That's the way it appears, as if the night is peeling away from the day and the day is peeling away from the night. That's why the Quran used that word. But let me just introduce the verbs, and don't worry so much about the meanings. Ifta'ala is on the eighth pattern, and of course we see fa'ala there, and we just put a ta between the fa and the ayn with fatha, and we make a sukun on the fa and put hamzatul wasl at the starting. Ifta'ala, and generally it's kind of similar to in fa'ala in that it takes transitive verbs and make them intransitive. For example, اقتربت الساعة. Oh, I read an ayah. اقترب mean to draw near. قرب mean to come near. قرب would be the transitive form, which means to make something near. قربته, I brought him near. اقترب, he came near. اقترب. That's why Allah says اقتربت الساعة. اقتربت الساعة. Yeah. وانشق القمر. انشق would be one of the seventh form of the verb. انتقل is also on the pattern of افتعل, because the noon is the fa of the word. نقل means to transport something. نقلت كذا وكذا من مكان كذا إلى مكان كذا. I transported such and such a thing from such and such a place to such and such a place. انتقل means it was transported, or it moved. اقتتل is also on the same pattern, which means to fight. The ninth pattern, interesting pattern, you take the fa, put a sukun, and you put a shadda on the lam. If'al. If'al. And this is used exclusively for colors. In fact, I doubt there is a word that's on the pattern of if'al that is not a color. So this ninth pattern is for colors. For example, ikhdarra means to become green. Iswadda means to become black. Ihmarra to become red. Isfarra to become brown. Ibyadda to become white. So this pattern here is for colors. Istaf'ala. So istaf'ala, you put a hamza, hamzatul wasl, sin sakina, ta maftuha, and then you put a sukun on the fa. So this is fa'ala. This is fa'ala. And then you put ista in front, and then of course you put a sukun on the fa. So that's how you form istaf'ala. Istaf'ala. And this here is used to convert the verb to ask for the thing. So whatever is on fa'ala, for example, غفر. غفر الله للمؤمنين. Allah forgive the believer. استغفرت الله أو استغفر المؤمن الله. The believer ask Allah for forgiveness. So when you put ista, it means to ask for the action of the fi'al. Whatever the fi'al is, you're asking for it. So غفر means to forgive, استغفر to ask for forgiveness. أعانة, this has a weak letter. This here is originally a waw, so it would technically be ista'wana. And really, I avoided all the weak letters. I only put this here because of إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. So it's originally ista'wana. And then when we study weak letters, you'll find out that the ayn would steal the fatha from the waw, and the waw will end up with a sukun. Oops. The waw will end up with a sukun. But then pronouncing a waw with sukun after a fatha is difficult, so we put an alif instead, and it becomes ista'ana. But it's originally ista'wana. Al-aunu mean help. A'antuhu, I helped him. A'ana mean he helped. Ista'ana, to ask for help. That's why nasta'inu in Surah Al-Fatiha mean we ask for help. Ista'alama, alima mean to know. Ista'alama mean to ask for information. Ikhtara means to choose. Istakhara means to ask to choose. Hence Salatul Istikhara, we're asking Allah to choose. But anyway, so go over this briefly. We have fa'ala, 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 af'ala, tafa'ala, tafa'ala, infa'ala, ifta'ala, if'ala, and istaf'ala. Those are the 10 forms of the trilateral verb, 3 original letters. Do you do you see the difference? That's all you really need to know, is see the difference. And don't worry about the meaning. Those you would learn as you advanced, inshallah. And you'll get many examples and it will become second nature, actually. Then we move on to how they're conjugated. So this we did already, the first one. So now here I have 10 pages, each page with the pattern for each of those verbs. We have هو فعل, هي فعلت, أنت فعلت, أنت فعلت, أنا فعلت, هما فعلا, هما فعلتا, أنتما فعلتما, both for masculine and feminine. نحن فعلنا for dual and plural. هم فعلوا, هن فعلنا, أنتم فعلتم, أنتن فعلتن. Just want to draw your attention to this alif here. This alif is called alif al-iwad, and it's placed there for the plural form. أوزان الأفعال المضارعة, the present tense verbs. هو يفعل, and of course it would be فعل, فعل, or فعل in this first form of the verb. هو يفعل or يفعل or يفعل. هي تفعل, أنت تفعل, أنت تفعلين, أنا أفعل, هما يفعلان, أنتما تفعلان. And the dual form for هو يفعل and هي تفعل, the dual هما يفعلان for both of them. And أنتما تفعلان. So that makes that easy. And I merged the two in this chart here. نحن نفعل, single, dual and plural. هم يفعلون, هن يفعلن. And these two patterns are repeated again, except instead of ya, it becomes ta. يفعلون تفعلون. هم يفعلون, أنتم تفعلون. هن يفعلن, أنتن تفعلن. So really, it'd be easy for you to remember this and this. If you remember these two, then the other two, just change the ya to ata. The command, if'al, if'ala, if'alu, if'ali. And I wanted this to be on one page. Why did it mess up? And now we go, so everybody know this pattern, right? If'al, if'ali, if'ala, if'alu, if'alna. As long as you know this pattern, look at what happens with the rest of them. They're pretty straightforward. Let me show you here looking at them. The ayn in the present tense will have a kasra here, kasra here, kasra here, fatha, fatha, kasra, 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 and kasra. So nearly all of them from 2 to 10 will have a kasra on the ayn, except for the 5th and 6th. يتخرج, يتقاتلون. So in the 5th and 6th form, it will be fatha across the board, past tense and present tense. In present tense, except the last vowel, except the last letter will have a dhamma. So the 5th and 6th would have fatha across the board. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, the present tense letter, which is the ya or ta, will have a dhamma. يعلم, يفعل, يفاعل, يفعل. So the ya would have a dhamma. Of course, the same for ta and hamza and noon. And the ayn would have a kasra. And the shadda will remain there. And the last vowel, the last letter always have a dhamma in all the verbs in present tense. So it will be يعلم, يدرس, يسافر, يدارس, يدخل, يخرج, ينعم, ينفق. تفعل and تفعل would have fatha all the way except the last letter. The lam of the word would have dhamma. تخرج, يتخرج, تدخل, يتدخل, تذكر يتذكر تقاتل يتقاتل تدارس يتدارس تجالس يتجالس ينفعل. This would have fatha, 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 and fatha in the ya. So only fa'ala, fa'ala, and af'ala would have dhamma in the ya. The rest of them would have fatha. So 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, and 4. The ya, which is the half or mudari, you can call it that, the present tense letter, that first letter, would have a dhamma. For the second, third, and fourth pattern, all the rest have fatha. So it would be yufa'ilu, yufa'ilu, yufa'ilu. So you see the ya has a dhamma. It would also be tufa'ilu and nufa'ilu and ufa'ilu and ufa'ilu and ufa'ilu. The rest will have fatha. يتفعل يتفاعل ينفعل يفتعل يفعل يستفعل. So the ya will have dhamma for 3, 4, and 2, 3, and 4, and the rest will have fatha. And 2, 3, and 4, when it has dhamma, would always be paired off with a kasra. يفعل يفاعل يفعل. And this would have fatha on the ayn, fatha on the ayn, and the rest would have kasra. I just want to give you a bird's eye view, and then here we go and look at them one by one. So if you guys want to read it, who wants to take one of the verb and run with it, and then we'll go through all 10. Hani, go ahead. This is the second
Okay, sure.
pattern, fa'ala.
وفعل هي فعالة فعلت.
No. You have to pronounce that ayn with shadda. Fa'alat.
فعل فعل.
Fa'alat. You have that shadda. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of hard with the ayn. It's probably easier with allama. Huwa allama. Ya allamat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead, say it with
هو فعل
فعل
فعل فعل. Am I saying it right?
Well, you're making it more like an alif than a shadda. Make sure it don't sound like fa'ala. It's fa'ala. Fa.
فعل.
Huh?
You got it right?
Go
هو
for it.
فعل هي فعلت أنت فعلت أنت فعلت.
لا. فعلت.
أنت
فعلت.
أنت فعلت فعلت. أنت فعلت.
You have to put the shadda both times and the sukoon.
I might have to take this offline and practice it a little more. So I don't know if some of the other experienced folks want to go ahead.
Yeah, it's actually because the ayn, putting a shadda on the ayn is not easy.
Yeah,
but
it's throwing me off. Yeah.
Okay, one second. So if you were to switch out the fa'ayn and lam with a word like, say for example, if you take
I could do allama.
allama or darrasa or qattala, dhakkara, sabbaha, kazzaba. So kazzaba is used a lot in the Quran. Allama also. So and dhakkara is used a lot in the Quran. So go ahead, pick one of those.
هو علم هي علمت أنت علمت أنت علمتي أنا علمت هما علما هما علمتا أنتما علمتما نحن علمنا هم علموا هن علمنا أنتم علمتم أنتن علمتن نحن علمنا.
Yeah, and to say it with fa'ala, so you hear how it sounds. هو فعل هي فعلت أنت فعلت أنت فعلت أنا فعلت هما فعلا هما فعلتا أنتما فعلتما نحن فعلنا هم فعلوا هن فعلن أنتم فعلتم أنتن فعلتن. My intention, inshallah, is to record this outside of the class and just post it. So I'll record all 10 patterns so you'll have them. And in case anybody have any confusion, you can go and fast forward to the one that you want and practice it. Go ahead, present tense. Do علم if you want. هو يعلم. Go ahead, Ane.
You want me to go again?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Do the whole verb and then someone will do the next.
Okay, inshallah. هو يعلم. هي تعلم. أنت تعلم. أنت تعلمين. أنا
No, don't pronounce the alif. أنا أعلم.
أنا أعلم. هما يعلمان. أنتما يعلمان. أنتما تعلمان. نحن نعلم. هم يعلمون. هن يعلمن. أنتم تعلمون. أنتن تعلمن.
Yeah, and to do it with the فاعل and لام. هو يفعل. هي تفعل. أنت تفعل. أنت تفعلين. أنا أفعل. هما يفعلان. أنتما تفعلان. نحن نفعل. هم يفعلون. هن يفعلن. أنتم تفعلون. أنتن تفعلن. كمان
علم. علم.
نعم.
then علمي. علما. علموا. علمنا.
فعل. فعلي. فعل. فعلوا. فعلنا. What does علم mean? Use it in a sentence.
I don't even have the notes on it.
It's a command. It means to teach. So here, علم means teach. So you're commanding, you're instructing someone to teach others. So if I were to say to you, يا أني علم زوجك كذا وكذا. Teach her صلاة, for instance. علمها الصلاة. Teach her how to pray. علم is the command to you. Who would, Sister Ahlam, would you like to try the third pattern of the verb?
Sure, I'll try. هو فاعل. هي فاعلت. أنت فاعلت. أنت فاعل.
Anti. Don't make it sound like anti. It's anti. Yeah.
Right. أنت فاعلتي. أنا فاعلت. هما فاعلا. هما فاعلتا. أنتما فاعلتما. نحن فاعلنا. هم فاعلوا. هن فاعلنا. أنتم فاعلتم. أنتن فاعلتن.
Okay. Would you like to try that with a verb? Say, for example, سافر.
Yeah, okay. هو سافر. هي سافرت. أنت
make the raw round. هو سافر. هي سافرت.
Okay. هو سافر. هي سافرت. أنت سافرت. أنت سافرتي. أنا سافرت.
أيوه.
هما سافروا.
سافرا.
Oh yeah, sorry. هما سافرا. هما سافرتا.
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 And don't make it sound like there's a shadda on the mean. هما, it's هما. هما سافرتا.
هما سافرتا. أنتما سافرتما. نحن سافرنا. هم هم سافروا هن سافرنا
سافرنا.
سافرنا
Mhm.
أنتم سافرتم أنتن سافرتن سافرتن
أيوة. And then the present tense. Let's go first. يفعل.
هو
No, no. Don't make it sound like there's a shut down the wow. هو. هو يفعل.
هو يسافر
No,
هي
do يفعل first, and then you'll do يسافر.
هو يفاعل هي تفاعل أنت تفاعل أنت أنت تفاعلين
أيوة.
أنا أفاعل هما يفاعلان أنتما تفاعلان نحن نفاعل هم يفاعلون هن يفاعلن أنتم تفاعلون أنتن تفاعلن
أيوة.
نحن نفاعل.
Yeah, and that's the same for dual and plural. Go ahead and switch out يفعل with يسافر as an example. And by the way, when you say هو, make sure you don't say هو. It's هو.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try that. هو يسافر هي تسافر أنت تسافر أنت تسافرين
Mhm.
أنا أسافر هما يسافران
يسافرون.
يسافران. Yeah, with a ra, not a ra. Okay. أنتما تسافران نحن نسافر هم يسافرون هن هن يسافرن
أيوة.
أنتم تسافرون
Mhm.
أنتن تسافرن
أيوة.
نحن
أحسنت. Yeah, نحن نسافر also for plural. Command. Go فاعل first.
فاعل فاعلي فاعلا فاعلوا فاعلن.
Okay, put سافر.
سافر سافري سافرا سافروا سافرن.
سافرنا. And that's the third form of the verb. So if you notice, consistently, you would always have that alif after the fa, and everything else is pretty much the same as the first pattern. And in present tense, the ya and ta, the first letter, the mudari', the letter of mudari' present tense, would always have a dhamma, and the ayn would always have a kasra. Huh? Dhamma and kasra here, which is the same for here, yufa'ilu, dhamma and kasra. And the same here, dhamma and kasra in present tense, and that would be the same thing for the fourth form. Sister Salwa, would you like to do the fourth form?
Okay. هو أفعل هي أفعلت أنت أفعلت أنت أفعلت أنا أفعلت هما أفعلا هما أفعلتا أنتما أفعلتما نحن أفعلنا هم أفعلوا هن أفعلن أنتم أفعلتم أنتن أفعلتن.
And if you were to use as an example أخرج, which means to give entrance to someone.
هو أخرج. هي أخرجت. أنت أخرجت. أنت أخرجتِ. أنا أخرجت. هما أخرجا. هما أخرجتا. أنتما أخرجتما. نحن أخرجنا. هم أخرجوا. هن أخرجنا. أنتم أخرجتم. أنتن أخرجتن.
أحسنت. But must make the raw a little rounder. For example, هو أخرج. هو أخرج. But anyway,
Ra.
that's fine. Let's go to
Okay.
the present tense. هو يفعل.
هو يفعل. هي تفعل. أنت تفعل. أنت تفعلين. أنا أفعل. هما يفعلان. أنتما تفعلان. نحن نفعل. هم يفعلون. هن يفعلن. أنتم تفعلون. أنتن تفعلن.
Yeah, and it is correct. When you're speaking in Arabic language, we will put a sukoon on the last letter. But here in the class, we're putting in each vowel to make sure we know what the vowels are. But if we were speaking and I were to say to you, أنا أخرج, and I stop there, I would say أنا أخرج. أنا أخرج. But here in the lesson, we're putting in each vowel just to make sure that we know them and learn them. Did you do the
Okay,
present?
and
Did you do
I have a
yeah.
question
Go
about
ahead.
the ra.
أيوة.
So how do we know to say the ra like strong, like the way you said it? Because
If it's big or round, or if it has a fatha, and especially if it has a fatha and after it is alif, then you make it big and round. Also, if it has a dhamma, you make it kind of round. And these are rules of tajweed, but it's also the proper way to pronounce it in Arabic language. When it has a kasra, it's the opposite. For example, we would say huwa yukhriju, ri, and you actually have to stretch your lips sideways. Huwa yukhriju. So go ahead and do huwa yukhriju.
هو يخرج. هي تخرج. أنت تخرج. أنت تخرجين. أنا أخرج. هما يخرجان. أنتما تخرجان. نحن نخرج. هم يخرجون. هن يخرجن. أنتم تخرجون. أنتن تخرجن.
أحسن. Let's do the command. أفعل.
أفعل. أفعلي. أفعلا. أفعل. أفعلنا. أخرج. أخرجي. أخرجا. أخرجوا. أخرجنا.
So if I wanted to say to someone, take out such and such thing from something, I would say أخرج كذا وكذا من. But yeah, if I were to say take out some money from your pocket, for instance, I would say أخرج الفلوس من جيبك. أخرج, take out, to extract. That's what أخرج used to mean. The fifth form of the verb and the sixth form is pretty straightforward, and they're very similar. The only difference is instead of putting a shadda on the ayn for the sixth, we'll put an alif after the fa. So here we have tafa'ala, and the sixth will be tafa'ala. Let's go ahead with the fifth. I'll go ahead and read this one. Oh, Nasir, you're back. You go ahead.
Sheikh, I'm kind of tight for a family thing. So I'm just following, inshallah. Next week
no problem. I'll go ahead and read it.
Assalamu
alaikum. هو تفعل. هي تفعلت. أنت تفعلت. أنت تفعلت. أنا تفعلت، هما تفعلا، هما تفعلتا، أنتما تفعلتما، نحن تفعلنا، هم تفعلوا، هن تفعلن، أنتم تفعلتم، أنتن تفعلتن. So if we were to use the verb تخرج for instance, or تقرب, I'll take تقرب because that's used in Quran. تقرب mean to draw near to. So قرب mean to be near. قرب mean to bring something near. For example, we were to say قرب الله المؤمن إليه. Allah brought the believer near to him. تقرب mean to draw near also. And يتقرب is a verb that is used in Islamic context. من يريد أن يتقرب إلى الله فليفعل الفرائض. وما تقرب إلي عبدي، وما تقرب عبدي إلي بشيء أحب إلي مما افترضته عليه. وما تقرب, that's used in a hadith, hadith Qudsi. Those are the words of Allah. And my slave does not draw near to me more than by doing anything more than by doing the compulsory or obligatory things. So I would say هو تقرب، هي تقربت، أنت تقربت، أنت تقربت، أنا تقربت، هما تقربا، هما تقربتا، أنتما تقربتما، نحن تقربنا، هم تقربوا، هن تقربن، أنتم تقربتم، أنتن تقربتن. Present tense هو يتفعل، هي تتفعل، أنت تتفعل، أنت تتفعلين، أنا أتفعل، هما يتفعلان، أنتما تتفعلان، نحن نتفعل، هم يتفعلون، هن يتفعلن، أنتم. That's a dogma here. By the way, I did a lot of cut and paste. So let me fix this while we're looking here. This is supposed to be Antum. أنتم تتفعلون، أنتم تتفعلون، أنتن تفعلن، تتفعلن، أنتن تتفعلن، نحن نتفعل. So let's use تتقرب. هو يتقرب، هي تتقرب، أنت تتقرب، أنت تتقربين، أنا أتقرب، هما يتقربان، أنتما تتقربان، نحن نتقرب، هم يتقربون، هن يتقربن، أنتم تتقربون، أنتن تتقربن. Note that the ya, ta, hamza and noon have fatha in the present tense for this is the fifth form, which would be the same for all of the verbs except the second, third, and fourth have dhamma. And the ain has fatha here, whereas the ain has a kasra in the second, third, and fourth form of the verb. The command would be tafa'al, tafa'ali, tafa'ala, tafa'alu, tafa'alna, taqarrab. So if I were to say to you, gain nearness to Allah, I say taqarrab ila Allahi bil fara'idi thumma nawafil. Gain nearness to Allah by doing the obligatory things and then by doing the extra stuff. Taqarrabi, if you're speaking to a girl, taqarrabi, taqarraba, taqarrabu, taqarrabina. Ane, you want to take the sixth form? And I'm assuming you're not there. I guess this is one of the value of you turning on your video. I know if I still have students. Ahlam, you want to try it?
Yeah, I can go ahead.
Yeah.
هو تفاعل، هي تفاعلت، أنت تفاعلت، أنت تفاعلت، أنا تفاعلت، هما تفاعلا، هما تفاعلتا، أنتما تفاعلتما، نحن تفاعلنا، هم تفاعلوا، هن تفاعلن، أنتم تفاعلتم، أنتن تفاعلتن.
So take a verb like tadarasa and run with it.
هو تدارس.
Make the raw wrong. Tadarasa.
Okay. هو تدارس، هي تدارست، أنت تدارست، أنت تدارست، أنا تدارست، هما تدرسا،
Tadarasa.
هما تدارسا، هما تدارستا، أنتما تدارستما، نحن تدارسنا، هم تدارسوا، هن تدارسن، أنتم. So it's always أنتم, right? Not أنتم.
Antum, yeah.
أنتم تدارستم، أنتن تدارستن.
Very good. Present tense, هو.
هو يتدارس. So
You
in
can
this,
do the fa first. Yeah. Say.
so the ra in this case is not round, right? Because there is a kasra, or is
That
it?
is correct. Yeah. But do yatafa'alu first.
No, I'll do it.
Oh, this is all wrong. Yeah. Because I normally do a search and replace like this. I would do this, and I overlooked it. So I would look for an ayn with a kasra, and I would say replace it with an ayn with a fatha. What did I do? I guess I didn't replace it properly. Replace ayn with fatha. Something is messing up there.
There's something weird. I can try with like knowing what you just said.
No. I have to fix it. I can't just leave it like that. Go ahead. As you talking, I'll fix it. You go ahead and say it.
هو so I say it with like فعل first, right? هو يتفاعل، هي تتفاعل، أنت تتفاعل، أنت تتفاعلين، أنا أتفاعل، هما يتفاعلان، أنتما تتفاعلان، نحن نتفاعل، هم يتفاعلون، هن يتفاعلن، أنتم تتفاعلون، أنتن تتفاعلن.
Okay, very good. And do tadarasa.
هو
When you
يتدارس.
say huwa, sometimes you make it sound as if there's a shadda on the wa with huwa.
Yeah, you told me, and like I still make this mistake. I'll try to
It's okay.
do it.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just
هو.
reminding you.
Yeah, no. Okay. هو يتدارس.
Yatadarasu. Here the raw would have here the raw would be wrong because remember the ayn has fatha. I had it wrong because I did search and replace for most of the document and I overlooked this. Yeah.
Okay. هو يتدارس، هي تتدارس، أنت تتدارس. أنت تتدارسين. أنا أتدارس. هما يتدارسان. أنتما تتدارسان. نحن نتدارس. نحن نتدارس. هم يتدارسون. هن يتدارسن. أنتم تتدارسون. أنتن تتدارسن.
And then if you look at the hadith that I mentioned to you, وَمَا اجْتَمَعَ قَوْمٌ فِي بَيْتٍ مِّن بُيُوتِ اللَّهِ يَتْلُونَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ وَيَتَدَارَسُونَهُ. Go ahead.
Okay.
تفاعل.
تفاعل. تفاعلي. تفاعلا. تفاعلوا. تفاعلنا. Okay.
Go ahead.
Don't tell me.
تدارس.
تدارس. تدارسي. تدارسا. تدارسوا. تدارسنا.
تدارسنا. Now we can stop here or we can continue, whatever you guys want. We have 4 more patterns of the verb. I think we stop here, we continue next time. Yeah.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Can you send us the document on WhatsApp?
Yeah, I did already, but now that I corrected it, I'll send again.
Yes, that's actually what I was.
Inshallah.
Jazakallah khair.
I'll actually read the rest to make sure I don't have any more mistakes.
If you scroll up, it's a dhamma on the nahnu up top. If you scroll up.
Yeah, where is it?
Right. It's the one. It was the 6th one. On the 6th one in the present tense, I think. Huh. Oh, there you go.
Nahna. Jazakallah khairan. Inshallah, we'll stop here. We'll continue next lesson. Jazakallah khairan. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika.
Thanks, Sheikh.
Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Shukran.
You're welcome.